After a relatively brief period of teasing, sim racing peripheral manufacturer Fanatec have finally unveiled their new wheelbase. It goes by the name of the CSL DD, and as you can probably guess, this is the brand new entry level direct drive wheelbase that comes at under a third of the cost of existing offerings. Direct drive is the gold standard in sim racing force feedback technologies. With direct drive, the wheel is connected directly to the motor shaft, meaning that all force is transmitted from the driver to the game and the game to the driver are pretty much undiluted. For example, in a belt driven wheel, there are a bunch of cogs that the belt has to turn before it gives you the input. Direct drive offers a much cleaner experience as opposed to the granular feeling of existing technologies such as belt driven wheels. And in the case of extreme budget wheels such as the G920, cog driven. However, direct drive is generally also very expensive. Up until now, if you wanted the direct drive experience, Fanatec's own Podium range started at $1,000 US. The new CSL DD comes in at a fraction of that at $349.99. For context, I paid $550 for my CSW 2.5, which is the top of the line belt driven wheel. So the CSL DD will be exactly $200 less, which is nothing short of amazing. Fanatec has designed a new motor for the CSL DD. It's comprised of carbon fibre. Reducing the weight of the motor means it can accelerate quicker, making for a more responsive steering action. In addition, the motor uses a new technology called the Flux Barrier. Fanatec hasn't entirely explained what this means yet, however those with more experience in engineering than I have said that it's a method of blocking the magnetic flux from the motor, thus making the unit more efficient. The motor itself provides 5 Nm of torque from a standard power supply, but the wheelbase can rise to 8 Nm with a special power supply. It's an optional and it's called the Boost Kit 180. In my opinion, this isn't the right move from Fanatec and it feels a bit like something Apple would do. I don't see why the optional power supply couldn't just come with the wheel from the factory. We don't have any information on how much the extra power supply will cost, but I predict it'll be somewhere from the $20 to $50 range. Once again, for comparison, my CSW 2.5 produces 8 Nm of torque also. However, with a direct connection to the motor, direct drive is known to provide much more detail even at lower forces. And the lower force means that the CSL DD can be connected to pretty much any cockpit or maybe even a very sturdy desk. This is something that hasn't been possible before and it's pretty cool to be honest. In addition, Fanatec says that there's no need for active cooling. The chassis is machined from aluminium and it acts as a heatsink. This is another great plus as my CSW does get very loud after long stints, and sometimes it can even be quite off-putting, especially when you're in VR. It kind of ruins the whole immersion when you can hear your wheelbase sounding like it's about to take off. The CSL DD will also have an automotive grade aluminium quick release that we're used to seeing on the existing direct drive wheels from Fanatec. There will also be an option to upgrade to their new QR2 quick release system, and more info will be available on that once it nears its release. The CSL DD has 4 ports for additional Fanatec hardware such as your pedals, your handbrakes and your shifters. It also has a USB-C and a Fanatec data port. It's compatible with the Podium, Club Sport and CSL wheels, all Fanatec pedals, and the Club Sport shifters and handbrakes like I just mentioned. However, that does mean that the CSL DD is only compatible with PC and with an Xbox wheel, the Xbox console. However, Fanatec has also stated that they do have extra direct drive wheelbases in development for the PlayStation. You'll be able to buy the CSL DD later this year, with shipping estimated for the third quarter of 2021, so not long to go. It will come in at around $350, 350 euros and almost 600 Australian dollars. Pricing isn't available for the UK at the moment unfortunately, however historically Fanatec have usually kept the Great British Pounds price quite similar to the euro. Personally, I've been waiting for a product like this to hit the market for a few years now, and have even held off on buying a direct drive wheel until there was a base model available, and as the CSL DD is $200 cheaper than the top of the range belt driven wheel, it's basically a no-brainer at this point. So that's all you need to know about the CSL DD wheelbase. If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and let me know what you think about the CSL DD in the comments. If you're new around here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more sim racing content, and if anyone from Fanatec's watching, please feel free to send me a review model of this product. Anyway, thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.